Hello friends, welcome to my first vlog. I'm going to take you with me today as I start to have a little brainstorming on an upcoming photo shoot. So I don't know if you are aware of the fact or not, but I do table stylings, not only for my home, but also I work with local wineries, restaurants and things to help style photos for their upcoming wine releases, if they want to update some photos for their website, etc., etc. And I love doing this creative part of my job. How I thought it might be helpful for you is determining when you're having your own dinner party, how to pick your own table styling. How you pick your linens and napkins and napkin holders and napkin rings and all those things, all the things. So I thought I would show you my process, and it might help you when you are having a party yourself to figure out how to do it. Okay, let's start. The first thing I do is I pick a color scheme. It might be one, it might be two, it might be a dozen colors, but I pick the scheme of what we're going to be working with. We want something that is not going to overshadow the product, but we want it to highlight the product. And this is a spring summer wine release, and we're doing a couple of white wines and rosé. And so I wanted something that was fun and light, but we're also going to do something that is a little darker with some bright food. So let me show you what I'm thinking. The first thing that I did is I decided to go with green, and I love green, and I'm talking like spring summer green, not Christmas green. But I'm going with these beautiful striped, you see, the beautiful green and white striped napkins. And I'm also going to be going with these pink napkins that have a little green in them. And they're going to be going with a couple of different things. So one of the, let's see, tablecloths that I have here, isn't this beautiful? And this is coming across a little more blue than it is because of the light. But trust me, the green and white stripe matches this perfectly. And because the green and white, let me see if I can do this together. When you're taking two different patterns, okay, so this is floral with a little bit of fruit on it, and this is striped. And sometimes you might be intimidated, like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do that? You just need it to complement each other. See how they're not the exact same color, but they're not clashing. I wouldn't necessarily put the pink with this, sorry, because I just don't see that. Like, you'll know when you put it together, you'll know. This is going to go with something a little more muted. This is a gray table throw, and see that? Pop, pop, there you go. And I also have these lovely cream and black napkins. These are from my friend Jacqueline James, the window pane design. And so I'm going to be using those also with some of the black and cream dishes because I'm making a soup, and the soup is a bright green fresh pea soup. And so that green is going to be the color in that photo. Always thinking. The next thing you want to do is you want to always have texture, okay? One way I'm adding texture into the photo shoot is with this lovely, can you see? This lovely rattan placemat. I think they listed it as a charger, but to me, it's a placemat. This is going to have on it this lovely green bowl. And so it'll complement with the napkin and everything else around it. But it adds those textures because you don't want everything to be flat, right? And then on the black and cream dishes, there's some additional texture. See? And then these don't match either, but because they're black and cream, they complement each other. Also for texture, I'm bringing in these black chargers. These weren't, I got these also at Pottery Barn, but the black wood on it has, I don't know if you can see that right there. Look at how that beautiful texture. You want to have texture. Then to add in some more texture, because can we get enough texture? I am going to do a couple of different napkin rings. So I have these, they're little black bees. And then I have these beautiful, very simple leather, just for a little different color. I believe I'm going to use these with the green napkins, and that will go good with the rattan. That will go really well. And then because it is still winter here, right? This is Valentine's week. And so the flowers that are out there are roses, roses, and more roses. Nothing against roses, but it's not the vibe I'm going for. I'm going to use some of these silk flowers that I have in these little clay pots. And there's a touch of purple there that will bring out that same tone that is in the tablecloth. And then I have some regular just cream colored ones. And then I have these tiny little terracotta pots that I will be dispersing around the table. Part of having a table set is it doesn't have to be just the plate, the napkin, and silverware. You want some interesting colors or interesting things on the table for people to talk about. Now we are featuring wine in this photo shoot, right? So these are things that are just going to be in the background. They're not going to be the prominent thing, but there's going to add textures and layers, and it's going to make it more fun to look at, right? And then I have some candles. So for the one with the soup, this green candle, it's going to be the pop of color. And then for the other one, I have these glasses that I don't know if you can tell on this light. They're mercury glass, but they're kind of a blue-green versus like a silver or a gold, and they'll just be dispersed throughout the table. I doubt we'll have them lit. We're doing it in the afternoon. We're doing it out by the pool, so I don't think they'll be lit, but they're for texture and color. And then last but not least, when you use glasses in a photo shoot, when you use napkins in a photo shoot, you want to make sure I've got my ironing board out right here. Next step is I'm going to be ironing. You want to make sure all of those things don't have any wrinkles. You can use a wrinkle spray if you want as you're ironing, or if you really want a stiff napkin, you can use spray starch. But also with your glasses, I don't know if you can tell, there's water spots on these. I mean, my husband works at a winery. If he saw this glass, he'd kill me. But I'm going to polish these glasses because you don't want to see spots. You don't want to see spots. So I think that's it. Oh, height. I have something for height. So this is from Campfire Pottery. If you are a Lost Kitchen fan, you probably have seen these. They're called nibble boards, and I have, I think, 5 of them. I have a couple in cream and a couple in black, and they add a little height. See, they're not that big, but they add some height, and I'll put some radishes on here and some bread, and kind of, again, add height. You want your eyes to be interested in what's going on, so they don't skip the picture. Again, the wine will be in the front and it will be what is highlighted, but it will be it'll be shown in a very good light because of everything else around it. It's kind of like I'm putting together the accessories, and that's the Chanel suit. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Love you, eat it.